Welcome, prospective students of CAOT 210 Computer Applications and Office Technology. This is the level 200 class, so it's going to be a little bit more time consuming, a little bit more demanding than the previous classes that you might have taken. However, that means that we also get to learn a lot more interesting things. I'll go through and highlight my e-portfolio here on OneNote. This is for the final week of the class before the final assignment. For example, our final assignment is the Wix resume final exam website. I actually need to change that because I used Google Sites instead. It's nice to know how to use all these different websites like Wix, Squarespace, Google Sites, whatever it may be, so that you can create portfolios. This one is mine, so I went with a purple theme because that's how I was feeling that day. Added photos, quick sections, my resume because that's part of the assignment. And then I added subfolders here, or sub pages, for each of the different branches. Each of these different branches showcases either one or several screenshots of things that we've done. In the class, we did quite a few, well, every single week pretty much you go through and do video and article summary assignments. These can be a little bit tedious, but they are nice just because you can sit there and watch them, take notes, while you're doing your whatever it may be. And a lot of them we do Office Dynamics for. I actually am converted now. I really enjoy Joan. Her last name is escaping me right now, but if my vision board would load. This is my vision board, and then there's Joan right there. Yeah, she's a pretty charming individual. The Office Dynamics things are a lot of fun. Other things that we might do would be, for example, this. We created a travel itinerary. I can show you that right now. That's also in OneNote, where we had to arrange flights, transportation, lodging, and, some things that our fictional boss would be doing while they were on their business trip to Mexico City and Guadalajara. That was a lot of fun. You'll see that there's a lot more colors on this one compared to my e-portfolio, just because this is a pretty cut and dry assignment. It doesn't have to be good presentation-wise, at least I think so. A couple other fun things that we did was this email activity collaboration assignment. Let's see. And in this, we went through and we were assigned a group. Mine had 3 people in it. I've honestly never had a group project go this well. At the beginning of the week, somebody messaged everybody else. We all set up a time, which happened to be Thursday. And we spent maybe an hour and a half going through these emails and then adjusting them to what they actually should be. And then each of these were saved in a different file in OneDrive. OneDrive is what you use for pretty much everything in this class in particular. Everything is required to be a OneDrive. There we go. In the OneDrive folder. So at the beginning of the semester, you'll create the one for your class, and then you'll also create the one for the e-portfolio. Some of the instructions are a little bit conflicting about what the final information should be included in that e-portfolio. So this is my new one. I went through, color-coded everything, and you'll see, for example, chapter 1. These are the only 2 things that were listed in the actual assignment for the e-portfolio. So there they are. Compared to when you get several assignments throughout the week, some of them will say like the stop and checks where you look and answer the good questions from the textbook. Those will say to include them in your e-portfolio. You don't have to, at least based off of the e-portfolio action assignment. But OneDrive is what we use for everything. You'll go through and click, and then you could do copy link, but Miss Tacy Basket recommends that you change it to can view and then copy link there. And then I will check it in my own browser. And then I'll also email it to somebody just to double check. I started doing that later in the semester because I was getting incompletes on assignments because they wouldn't open, which was, pretty devastating, but we learned. And then the other nice thing about this class is that you have Amnesty Day where you can submit 2 assignments. I won't show you my grade book, but you can go through your grade book at the end of the semester and look at what you've scored the lowest on that has the highest grade percentage and then get those points back. Let's see, another fun one. I went on to Pinterest and just went through the boards that I already had. Let's see. Yep, and then created a PowerPoint presentation, kind of an ancient piece of technology that we don't use anymore, but it's still a lot of fun. Just going through what to wear, you categorize things how you want. Hair, makeup, clothing, shoes, accessories, that sort of thing. What to wear and then what not to wear. I'm in the paralegal program, so I'm going to be in a pretty professional customer-facing office, or I am in a professional customer-facing office, so it's been fun to actually go through and wear some of the clothes that I would never wear out to dinner with my friends or whatever. Let's see here. You also get to use NIC's, I think it's the Career Center, and then they'll review your resume and cover letter for you, and we turn both of those in as assignments. Those will dox me a little bit, so I won't show those. Let's see here. Fax, scan, and photocopy, that's one of those technical skills that you're always going to use in an office, which is what these CAOT classes are preparing you for. So, let's see. For this, I believe you had to submit a photo of yourself using the fax machine, the successful transmission. This should be, well, oh dear, my formatting is all sorts of messed up. And then the actual page that we were faxing over, which was a page straight out of the textbook, you lay it down on the copy machine, face down, in the proper orientation, make a copy, scan that copy onto your computer, and then use a faxing service. This was the fax number that I got from my home printer off of one of the websites that was recommended, so it's pretty easy, a little bit time consuming. Thankfully, I do that at work every single day, all day, so it wasn't that bad. Invoices are good for most businesses. I work in a law firm, and so it's not something that I do all the time, but something that I do use is QuickBooks, where we're not necessarily drafting invoices, but we are balancing basically the checkbook, and then trust for clients. So that was kind of nice to just get a little bit of information on. Let's see here. You'll create infographics, you'll learn about new scheduling services such as Doodle, you'll learn how to use OneDrive, you'll learn how to do a lot more with Outlook. Outlook is one of the classes in the CAOT curriculum. That's always super handy. Let's see here, Screencast-Matic is what I'm using to record this presentation now. What we did is we took this travel notebook and did the presentation as if we were talking to our fictional boss and kind of explaining to her the situation, what she should expect, all the information that's actually in the textbook. And let's see here. For a blog assignment, that is another website. Oh yeah, WordPress is what I used for this. I'll see if it does it. can also pull it up here. Let's see. Yep, so there's mine. Let's see if we can actually view the website. Let's see here. About versus, oh yeah, topics is the better one. So you'll learn how to create websites with subpages and working links. WordPress was a little bit harder to use than Google Sites. Wix is behind a paywall, even though it does offer 14-day refunds, full refunds within the first 14 days of using it. You know, it's nicer to use the free options, I think, just in case you forget. Another thing that we had to do was learn how to do Adobe Acrobat stuff, which is nice. Here's it, yeah, from all of the chapters that I did in the one video, they're all saved there. I also have them saved on my own file explorer, which you can see here. The completed assignments for those, and then you would take them all, put them into a portfolio. And then the portfolio is interesting. This isn't how I thought it would be laid out based off of the things that we learned in that video for the DC Adobe Acrobat Pro DC unit. I thought that it would take the file system that I had set up, like this, chapter 4, and then all the assignments. But it didn't. It just put them straight in as each individual PDF, which is fine, I suppose. And let's see here. I mean, yeah, it's a good class. Definitely teaches you a lot of things, has some fun creative assignments as well as some that are really technical, so I think that that's always good. Shows you how to learn how to use things like OneNote, all the things in Microsoft Suite, Word, Excel, OneNote, or Access takes into account, I should say, all of the learning that you've done previously and then applies it in at one course. That's kind of nice. Let's see here. Yeah, it definitely is a work smarter, not harder class because you do want to learn how to maximize your time, especially if you're working, you know, taking other classes, have a social life, family stuff to maintain, all of that sort of thing. That's why it's like nice to watch the videos and articles that you need to complete these summary assignments as you're doing other stuff, you know, whether it be cooking, watching a show, something that you enjoy, trickling in those things that take a little bit less brain power, and then spending time with the things that take more brain power, like making these presentations or whatever. It's important to double check your stuff at the beginning of the week. For example, these resume and cover letters. We were told about them, I think, 2 weeks in advance, maybe at the very beginning of the semester, so that we could send in that information to account for how busy the Career Center is. Maybe the best example is this email collaboration assignment. It was excellent. I couldn't even believe it when I got something in my Canvas inbox at like 10 a.m. on Monday. So it's, I don't know, it's nice, it's good, you learn a lot, and yeah, I think that it's definitely worth it. And I suppose that is it. We're at about a 15-minute video. I didn't mean to ramble, but hopefully you learned a little bit of something from the things that I've done wrong. And I do hope that you enjoy this class in the future.